लेस्ट्रॉडला नियंत्रणात करण्याची वेळ आलेली आहे. ह्याच्यातला लेस्ट्रॉड जो आहे, एकतर पुस्तकात जो लेस्ट्रॉड आहे त्यात दोन प्रकारचे लेस्ट्रॉड आहेत. एक आय थिंक ग्रेग लेस्ट्रॉड आहे आणि दुसऱ्याचं नाव मला आठवत नाहीये. पण एक थोडासा खडूस असतो आणि दुसरा जरासा चांगला असतो, म्हणजे तो जरा सपोर्ट करत असतो शर्लॉक होम्सला.
No, no exits on this side. Nothing to report.
अच्छा, आपण एक्झिट्स शोधत आहोत, पण हा जरा खडूस वाटतोय मला लेस्ट्रॉड.
No, no exits on this side. Nothing to report.
What about here?
No, no exits on this side. Nothing to report.
एकच गोष्ट सारखी बोलल्याने.
It's dark in this box room. Good. No windows. No possible entry.
असं काही नाही, लपून बसला असू शकतो आत आधीपासूनच. अय्या,
Haha! There is a possible entry. If someone wanted to descend from the roof here, he'd need a lot of time, and it wouldn't be a quiet business. But I'd be wise to leave a man on duty here, and he will signal the alarm at any suspicious movement coming from the roof. Arsène Lupin. It's you and I now.
really? Sherlock Holmes जर का त्याला पडू नाही शकला आतापर्यंत. You really think Lestrade versus Arsène Lupin असणार आहे? तर डिरेक्टरकडे जायचं ना परत.
Don't get a headache from thinking too hard.
त्याने काय केलं विचार?
I will make sure there are no windows and therefore ways in. Here.
Do your work. I will draw a map for you, Inspector.
हेच बोलायचं होतं त्याला. या बाजूला काय?
Nothing to report.
नाही, मला कोरोना नाही झालाय. खोकला कधी कधी येतो असाच, जर का काहीतरी घशात गेला असेल तर.
No, no exits on this side. Nothing to report. No, no exits on this side. Nothing to report.
इथे पण काहीतरी इथे पण येऊन नाही गेलं. इथं डिरेक्टरची खोली आहे. अजून कुठे जायचंय? ज्या बाहेरच्या बाजूला पण इथं आहे.
No, no exits on this side. Nothing to report.
कुठे राहिलंय माझं?
We need a cannon to force this door down. The lock is too big to be jimmied, and I'll leave a man on duty in place. If Lupin does come, it won't be that way. Wait for tonight. There. The director and his underling have left. Time for us to play now. It could be that this whole robbery is nothing but nonsense. If not, we're prepared. And this Lupin will play right into our hands. I'll lock the main door to the museum, and you will be locked in. Jeffries is on duty in Trafalgar Square, and the yard is nearby. Nothing to worry about there. The doors leading in will be locked, but you will each have everything you need to open them. Stay hidden and cover your light so you cannot be seen from the roof. You, Lockhart, will be stationed near the painting itself. At the least provocation, go down to the entrance and sound the alarm. The walls are too thick, so you will have to go down for your whistle to be heard. In case of real trouble, be sure to fire with deadly accuracy, because if you even graze one of the paintings, your great-grandchildren will still be paying off your debts. Finally, you'll just have to be content with your lanterns. Gas is too expensive. Let's go, men. Keep your wits about you. You'll be relieved at 4 a.m.
4 AM का त्याच्यानंतर पण येऊ शकतो. Really? Really? धूप टू टाईप वाढते. त्यांना ती गाडीचा आवाज नाही आला त्याला आणि त्यांनी सोडली कुठून तो आत कधी आला.
Go on, you cantankerous codger. You have work to do.
You're right, Holmes. The constable below was indeed asked to deliver us a letter. It's from Lestrade.
Nothing good can come from such urgency.
Indeed, Holmes. This time, without doubt, the painting has disappeared. According to what he's written, they've turned the National Gallery upside down looking for it. Our presence is required immediately.
Well, Watson, the game is afoot.
Should we not have enlisted more men from the force to protect the painting?
I think that a whole brigade could not have stopped Lupin. And, of course, we
Justice.
can now be certain that it was he who was behind the theft. First and foremost, the police have a city and lives to protect, and we must respect that. Watson, a hansom will be hard to find at this hour, and Billy, our page, is sick. Would you be so good as to flag one down while I take a moment to reread this letter?
Yesterday, I was a doctor. And now, I become a valet.
By the way, not necessarily की त्या आर्सेन लुपिननीच केली आहे. तो म्हटला की now we can be certain that it was आर्सेन लुपिन, but त्याच्या नावाने पण कोणीतरी दुसरं पत्र पाठवू शकतं आणि चोरी पण करू शकतं. So actually that would be cleverer because मिळाली
Got a
होतं
line?
आपल्याला.
No, sorry.
Is it Sherlock Holmes who lives in these digs here?
Wow.
Indeed.
No,
Accent.
I do have that honor. I have been of some assistance to him on occasion, like locating hansoms, for instance.
I say, you're his valet. So tell me, does your master pay well then?
But
I bet you're not above winning a bob or two, am I right? Listen, my friend, word has it that your boss is going to have a right fright tonight at the Picture Museum.
How?
Shh, listen, my good man. If you want to fill your pockets, here's my card. Piers Urquhart Allen, that's my name. Independent reporter's the game. Spill the beans about his biz, and I'll pay you well. Look for me in one of the pubs around here. You can't miss me.
If Holmes finds out that the press is onto this business, he'll be in an explosive mood. Best to avoid speaking about it.
त्याचं कॅरेक्टर नंतर असणार आहे म्हणजे पीएस उर्गुहार्ट ॲलेनचं. त्याने आम्हाला सांगून ठेवलं कुठे असणार आहे.
Ah, a hansom. Now to find Holmes and make our way to the National Gallery.
पर सिसिल नाही का सापडला आपल्याला. तो तिकडेच थांबलेला आहे.
You've arrived at last, Holmes. We haven't touched anything while we were waiting, except for a ladder which we needed to climb onto the roof. You must have received my message. The painting was stolen.
Did your men see anything?
To tell you the truth, barely anything. There was nothing they could do. The only thing we know for certain is there were two people of athletic build who perpetrated this crime. We don't know if the burglars stole anything other than the painting in question, as they completely redecorated the museum with the paintings of a French artist that were at the entrance to the museum. The paintings that were on the walls are now crammed in the director's office.
Do you have any idea what happened?
Well, not really. I haven't managed to figure it out. We know that the two men exited through the window in the restoration workshop, and that the second man entered through there. But the first man was already in the museum before his accomplice. Yet I had a man in the restoration workshop all yesterday afternoon, and he only left for a minute in order to hear my orders. At no time could the first man have entered through the window. We would have either seen or heard him. The men on the premises confirm they didn't see anyone pass through the entrance until the alarm was sounded. And those two are the only possibilities. How did this man get into the museum, I ask you?
When you have eliminated the impossible, Lestrade,
Whatever remains, however improbable, must be
the
true.
truth. Where are the director and his assistant?
They're both in the office. Go gently with the director. He's close to having a fit. By the way, I noticed some traces of paint or something all over. I've asked everyone to avoid trampling on them until you've had a chance to examine them.
You're making wonderful progress, Lestrade.
Well, I'll go question the neighbors to see if anyone might have seen a 17th century boat descend from the roof.
Watson, accompany Inspector Lestrade. Check out the roof and help out with the interrogations. Be on the lookout for the slightest detail could gain us some precious time.
You can count on me, Holmes.
अच्छा पहिले तर ते डिरेक्टरला जाऊन विचारूयात काय झालं.
Mr. Holmes, such a tragedy. Have you seen what these crooks have done to my museum? Paintings of incalculable value thrown in a heap like hay in a haystack. And the Fighting Temeraire.
Now, calm down, Director. Do you know if they took anything other than this painting?
The director and I are in the middle of doing an inventory of all the paintings that were moved. We are not certain yet.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further questions. Come, Palinor, back to the inventory.
बसले तर येते नुसते तुझ्याकडे आहे का काही
I'm
सांगायला
overwhelmed by this inventory.
मग नुसता उभा नको राहूस काहीतरी काम कर इफ यू आर ओव्हरवेल्म्ड तुझ्या ऑफिस मध्ये काय आहे का नाही. अय्यो
Looking at this canvas, the French painter must have drawn his inspiration from the famous French cheese camembert. They both stink.
मस्त
The
वाटायचं.
artist of this painting wished to depict the total rejection of aestheticism, and he succeeded.
जिथे ते फायटिंग टेम्परेचर होतं तिथे जाऊन बघितलं ते आता काय हीच आहे ना इंग्लिश गॅलरीज आहे ना हा. इकडे होता ते पेंटिंग
Valmont has unusual taste for a painter. There is something here.
काय करायचंय बट
A trace of black rubber. A trace of black rubber. A trace of black rubber.
स्टूल ठेवण्यात आलेले
A trace of black rubber. These 4 traces of black rubber are identical and form a square.
पण इथे स्टूल ठेवायची काय गरज होती ते इकडे पण जाऊन पाहूया त्या रूफ मधून जिथनं तो आलेला
It's through there that one of our robbers arrived, and it's also through there that they must have escaped with the help of a ladder.
लॅडर
Footprints, look.
फुटप्रिंट्स पण आहेत
The foot brushed the paint. Someone wanted to warn the person who made the footprints of the presence of liquid on the ground, but too late. The man then went beneath the louver of the window to get out, probably with the help of a ladder. He was wearing shoes from France with supple leather non-skid soles, which have a distinctive design.
How was easy to that? Because he's Sherlock Holmes after all, I mean. Knowledge. कसं घ्यायचं आहे reading? लिहिलं नाही लिहिलं काय नाही. चुकीचं घेतंय का ते? काही गुणापेक्षित नाहीये.
These footprints are size 9.
तशीच
Water.
duh.
These tools are for restoring paintings.
हे उचलायचं नाहीये. अच्छा इथे पण काय ते?
The person who left these footprints stepped into the paint with his whole foot.
दुसऱ्या व्यक्तीचा
These footprints are those of common work boots.
तो एकटाच आलेला ना पण दोन लोक थोडी होते.
Size 10.
एक साइज 10 एक साइज 9. इथे पण एक 10 आहे.
It's too dark in here. I don't see anything.
ते बॉक्सेस चे इथे असं.
It's a combination lock, a French brand. It looks extremely solid, impossible to open it without knowing the combination. It's a combination lock, a French...
अच्छा. इथे पण आहे.
The paint tracks come from the interior of the museum and stop there. It's curious, but I'd wager that the man who left these footprints rested here a moment while facing the wall and looking at something. Yet, these paintings aren't exceptional in the least.
Looking at something. Queen. Crown कडे. याचा मेजरमेंट नाही घ्यायचं. कुठली व्यक्ती आलेली वगैरे. Footprints ला follow करूया.
Footprints, look. This footprint is quite clear, like a footstep pressed. This footprint is rather light. The man who left these footprints made a return trip. He was carrying something heavy when he climbed the stairs. Paintings, certainly.
Paintings इतके
This
जोरात
footprint is rather light. The man who left these footprints made a return trip. This footprint is quite clear, like if the man who left these footprints...
समजलं.
Size 10.
Size 10. What do we have footprints?
Footprints, look.
इथे पण footprints आहेत.
These are shoes with supple, non-skid leather soles of French manufacture with a distinctive design. These are, without doubt, the shoes of the French painter Horace Velmont.
This नाव तसं एक आवाज जास्त suspicious वाटत होतं. Horace Velmont. इथे size गेलं इतकं का अवघड आहे?
These footprints are size 9. The footprints left by Horace Velmont's shoes and those made by one of the two crooks are absolutely identical. Lupin is a master of disguise. We met him in person yesterday.
म्हणून तो आताच होता. तिथे शिडी होती. आता डेल्टा लागून सांगायचं आपल्याला.
What do you want, Mr. Holmes?
Belmont.
The only one who will be happy is Velmont. His paintings now have the best spots.
I'd wager he's doubly happy, but he'd never come to show his gratitude in person.
Ah, and when will you be done with your investigation, so that we can put the paintings back in their original places?
A deadline will soon be set, I think. However, it is in our best interest to do it as quickly as possible.
काय एवढंच?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good. We'll be here if you have any further
हां
questions.
कळलं. इथे काय?
Can I borrow this lamp?
Unfortunately not. This room is poorly lit and we need it to work. Perhaps a bit later.
मला काही रिप्लेसमेंट द्यायची आपल्याला लॅबसाठी. काय
I'm
म्हणाल?
overwhelmed by this inventory.
एकच. वाह माउंटन्स. काही विचित्र पेंटिंग दिसत आहे का पाहूया. अय्यो.
What horrors!
चांगलं आहे ऍक्च्युली. इट्स नॉट हॉरर्स. अजून कुठे?
A large red square was painted on the floor, most likely by Lupin, but to what end?
Large square. Large square. Large square.
The supper at Emmaus, where the resurrected Jesus appears to his disciples,
Without wood,
painted by closed.
खाली खाली बघतच जायला पाहिजे. पावलांचे निशाण. इथे काही आहे का? लॅम्प नाही देतो माणूस आपल्याला.
It's too dark in here. I don't see anything.
इथे आत यायला. इथून कुठे जाते पावलांचे निशाण. त्याने स्वतःच पेंटिंग केलेलं दिसतंय.
Self-portrait by Horace Velmont. A bit narcissistic, that one.
स्वतःच सेल्फ पोर्ट्रेट करणं इतकं नार्सिसिस्टिक नाही आहे ना ऍक्च्युली. कारण की बरेच सारे पेंटर्स करतात. सो इट्स नॉट दॅट. खुर्ची नाही येऊ शकत तिकडे. ओ
There is something strange on the ceiling. I'll have to climb up to examine it, but Lestrade's men are using the ladder. I'll continue to inspect the museum while I await them.
लॅडर.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade wanted you to know that we no longer
Later
use the
then.
ladder. If you want it, it's near the director's office.
डायरेक्टर्स ऑफिस. फारच एक्सरसाइज करायला मिळते आपल्याला. इथे होता ना.
What horrors!
तिकडे काय चिवलं. I mean, खालीच सोडायचं.
Elementary.
Contrary to popular belief, Sherlock Holmes कधीच एलिमेंटरी माय डिअर वॉटसन म्हणत नाही त्याच्या पुस्तकांमध्ये. If your initials are JL, the answer is yes. If not, greetings, Mr. Holmes. Okay, JL. Our meeting yesterday was far too brief, but I bet it won't be the last. It gives me great happiness that you're participating in this adventure. And even if the ending gives you displeasure, you will have been in the first row for the whole show. Please inform Inspector Lestrade, as you know, but contrary to his belief, I most certainly came in through the entrance. I always enter through the main doors, although leaving is a different matter. But enough of the past, let's look ahead, shall we? After that, I will yet again steal one of the emblems of England's pride, apostrophe name. My next target can be found somewhere in London, and it's up to you to identify it before I claim it. For this, I have left you several clues throughout the museum. A mind as brilliant as yours should have no trouble finding them and interpreting them. But you will be able to finish in time? Will you be able to finish in time? To start, I've left some paintings on the walls that I didn't have the heart to replace with those from my personal collection. In observing them well and reading the following poem, you will have all the information necessary to determine the location where I spent yesterday afternoon and early evening. A small bit of advice: do not break into thy place. Painting of great value is inside, and you will ruin it. Into the museum did I go that night, and there did I see Venus and Mars wrapped in white. A rainy day when they arrived with much delight, that year without doubt, I remember with all might. A tired horseman was sleeping near there, without fear, his white horse standing tall, whispered into my ear, "My lord, we were painted long ago, that is clear. Truthfully, my second choice, sir, was that year. Hendrik has been dead for ages, I won't be coy. His skaters, young couples, men, women, here a boy. They were his work, were they but duty or his joy? The length of his life is my third part of the ploy. My fourth is the year of purchase, I swear, fish and cabbage, young boy, and angel quite a pair. First minus second, then times third. Do you care? Minus the fourth, figure it out, and you will be there. ह्या गोष्टीसाठी थोडंसं डोकं लावायला लागणार आहे, पण आजच्यासाठी एवढंच. धन्यवाद.
This poem by Lupin surely makes reference to 4 paintings presently hanging in the museum. Shall we begin our search?